Hey everyone, with Vital Reality, I'm Casey Rain.
I'm Kim Camellia,
and welcome to This Week in Prince, episode 43. We've had a pretty awesome week. We delivered two massive videos for you. The interview that we did with André Cymone and the 6 songs you didn't know Prince wrote, which have both been really popular. If you didn't check those out, then go to our channel and watch them right now. But we are back right now with the purple news of the week. Lots of purple news to get through. So let's kick it off with the main event,
which is New Power Soul, and I'm not talking about the album.
Unfortunately, we are not talking about the album New Power Soul. So let's break it down. Prince's half-brother, Omar Baker, has announced that he has put together a new band, which will be releasing their music on his own record label, which is called PRN Family. Now, the band is called New Power Soul. Apparently, he has licensed the name, the trademark for the name, from the Prince estate. And the band contains a few members of the NPG, like Marva King, Marcus Anderson, Adrian Crutchfield, as well as Josh Dunham, who was the bass player, if you remember, on Prince's 21 Nights tour. His wife was the drummer at that time, but she doesn't appear to be involved in this new project. Maybe they're not together, I don't know. But that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. That band's fine. You know?
NPG musicians working. That's all fine. We're all happy about that.
The thing that we're not so happy about is that they want to record covers of Prince songs.
With a Prince impersonator fronting the band.
Yeah.
But this is the problem. So this has been causing a big fuss in the fan base in the last week or so since it was announced, and all primarily down to the frontman being this guy Jason, who, if any of you have been to Las Vegas, he fronts a Prince tribute act there called Purple Rain, R-E-I-G-N spelling, and has done so for a very long time. And, you know, as far as we can tell, I've never seen his act, even though I used to live in Vegas, so I never saw it. We've never seen his act. As far as I can tell, it's a very good tribute act, but tribute acts
means tribute.
And real world
different things,
separate things, and the two should never collide.
No.
You know, impersonators are all well and good for Vegas. That's it. Just keep it in Vegas. I think, you know, we feel, and as far as we can see, the vast majority of the fan base feel that having a Prince impersonator fronting a band of former or partially former Prince musicians under a Prince name singing Prince cover songs is just a terrible idea. It's just very tacky. Why don't they just record their own material? I mean,
it's like, you know, I know that we find this and that all of you must find this as well. Prince is irreplaceable, and no matter how hard you try, you cannot try to replace what he was with an impersonator or anyone like that. I mean, you need to try to keep his spirit alive, but you cannot replace him. And I feel like with this band, with this impersonator at the front, that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's just not okay.
We have absolutely no problem with the Revolution touring and with the NPG touring with people like André Cymone and Shelby J and Kit Blackshire, because A, all those people were very close to Prince, and B, they're not trying to be Prince, they're paying tribute to him. This New Power Soul project, you know, it's just crossing that line in a way that's very rubbing fans very much the wrong way. For me, Prince's career was not just about being an amazing musician, but it was about originality. So creating something new where nothing existed before. Yeah. So, you know, if you look at Prince's entire career, there's very few covers in there. When he did them in a unique way. But, you know, 95% or more of Prince's career was creating brand new original work.
Yeah.
And that's the most amazing thing. You know, it's about the songs, it's about the originality.
True.
Even more than the performance, the musicianship, or the production, all of which are very important things. But the fact is, he had a message, and he was delivering that message in a manner of creating something brand new to spread that message. And that's what is so powerful about Prince's career. So to put together this new band and then just be doing covers is just
copy it. It's just weird, you know, because like look at Prince's whole music catalog and also the way he dressed, the way he was styled. Never ever did he do the same thing twice.
I mean, there has to be some talented songwriters in that band as well as just musicians.
Yeah.
I mean,
make your own songs, make some
write
new
some songs,
you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like the Revolution and the NPG are like covering his songs live, but they're not re-recording them, obviously.
Yeah, they were
and
Prince's
they played
bands.
all the songs
They
themselves.
were the bands,
Yeah, exactly.
so it's a different thing. But New
Yeah.
Power Soul, we're not here for it.
Nope.
But tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments whether you think it's a good idea
Or not.
or not.
Yeah, because you might like it. You might have a total different opinion from us. Yeah. Get a little discussion going in the comments. We'd love to know your opinions, guys.
Absolutely. If you are a long-time subscriber, or not even that long, if you've been subscribed to our channel for at least a few months, then you probably saw our video from earlier this summer where we went to see the NPG live and we were hanging out backstage. Now, if you did see that video, you will notice at the point where we were hanging backstage with the NPG, there was another fellow there.
Yes,
who,
there was.
if you are especially if you're a poster on prince.org or if you're in the fan base, you may know him, and this was Corey Tollefson. Corey is very good friends with the NPG, specifically people like Morris, came backstage and hung out with us and with the band at the show. He's a really, really, really great guy. And Corey recently had his 40th birthday party.
Happy birthday.
Happy
late
birthday,
birthday,
Corey. Now, what he did is just the most awesome thing. He held a benefit tribute concert featuring members of the NPG and Maserati and lots of cool Prince people, and it was a fundraiser for Michael Van Huffel. Now, you know that we have spoken about Michael in previous videos. Yeah. Michael is suffering with a chronic condition. He has no insurance that covers his medical costs in the US, so lots of fundraising has been happening through things like PR in alumni and proceeds from Steve Park's book, and now Corey's fundraiser to help support the medical fund for Michael, who was an art director at Paisley Park in the 90s. And so Corey put on this event with all these Prince musicians and for his birthday, and raised a ton of money to help support Michael, and we just think that is the most awesome thing ever.
Such a generous thing to do. So it's such a nice gesture. I mean, if you see it in this kind of way, I feel like if Prince would still be here, he would always have anyone's back. Like if anyone was really sick or couldn't pay for some stuff or was in really big trouble and they had worked with him, I feel like Prince would always have their backs and would look after them.
Absolutely. And like Corey said at the event, it is just about continuing the meaning of the phrase "love for one another."
Yeah,
this is exactly what that means. So
shout out
awesome
to you,
stuff, Corey. We love you, Corey. We love you, Michael.
Yeah.
All the Prince musicians that attended and played, and everybody that went and helped raise funds, absolutely awesome. We applaud you. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It was just amazing.
Yes, do come back to the UK soon.
Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of the NPG, we have been lucky enough to see them in the UK, as you've seen on our channel before. If you're in Australia, they're coming to Australia. Woo! In April and May. I think it's at the end of April, beginning of May. I don't know the exact date of their performance, but it's at Byron Bay Blues Fest, which looks like a massive, awesome festival. And also, if you are going to that festival, you can also see not just the NPG, but Robert Plant, legendary vocalist from Led Zeppelin, and Lionel Richie, both also playing at the Byron Bay Blues Fest. So that is one hell of a festival to go to if you're in Australia. Do not miss out. That sounds like it rivals the Hyde Park Festival that we went to in the summer, where we saw the NPG, Phil Collins, Blondie, Casey and the Sunshine Band. So if you're in Australia, this is like, a similar lineup of heavy hitters. NPG, Robert Plant, Lionel Richie. Go to the Byron Bay Blues Fest. That's a tongue twister.
Yes.
Byron Bay Blues Fest.
That's
Byron Bay Blues Fest.
So yeah, guys, if you get a chance to meet the NPG when they're hanging around after they've performed or anything, because they sometimes do that, then say hi to them. They're such lovely, lovely people.
Yes, and say we came because the Violet Reality told us about this show.
Yes.
And they will be like, yay.
Forever is now on vinyl. It's such a collector's item. It's really, really cool because you get the vinyl and then you also get, I think it's 4 or 5 awesome printed out pictures. It's really
from
cool.
the Herbert's photo shoot. Yeah.
So you can hang those on your wall, and it's just really cool to have.
It's a 4 vinyl set.
Yeah.
It runs at about £45 to £50 UK, I guess like $60, $70 US it would be. We haven't picked it up yet.
But we will.
Are going to, and we will show you when we have it.
Yeah. And the other thing that has something to do with merch as well is that Hot Topic now has a shirt with the controversy cover on it. I want it. I really want it.
Wait, wasn't the $19.99 print one, a Hot Topic exclusive as well.
Yeah, I think so.
So it looks like we got some shirts to pick up next time we go to the US.
We need to go to Hot Topic, yeah, definitely. We'll just buy up their whole stock of print stuff, and then, you know, you can ask us if you want a print shirt in any size, and we'll just send it out to everybody.
Yep. Now, it seems like not a week goes past without hearing a bit about Prince or a new story about Prince from somebody that worked with him in one capacity or another, and we're very grateful for this. It just, you know, there's this endless stories. I mean, he worked with so many people that it's just bound to happen. You know, over time there will continually be new stories coming out. And in the past week, we've seen 2 new interviews. One of them was with Mavis Staples, now legendary singer Mavis Staples. Was in Graffiti Bridge, recorded albums on Paisley Park. Great songs that she did with Prince. She did an interview talking about Prince. We're going to link to that in the description below so you can read it. And another one is Joan Osborne, who was best known in the 90s for her hit song One of Us, which you may remember that Prince covered on the Emancipation album. Joan also had the chance to meet Prince around the time he covered her song. And she did an interview recently speaking about how that went down. So we're going to link to that in the description below. Make sure you check both of those out.
Definitely. That must have been so cool, though, for Prince to cover your song. That must have been just so cool.
It was a big song.
Yeah, it was massive. A list of handwritten Purple Rain edits, so edits that Prince wanted to make to the film, and lyrics to the letter, amongst other stuff, are now available for auction.
Yep, there was a big Prince-related auction recently. These were just 2 of the items in it. There's a lot more stuff popping up. We're going to analyze it, go into detail with it, probably in a future video.
Yeah, definitely.
Or you can just check out the link in the description and see some of the items that are available for auction. There is a bunch of stuff going up for auction. Some very, very, very personal stuff from inside Paisley Park and stuff that belonged to Prince or people like Susanna Melvoin and others. So check out the auction. We're going to link to that in the description below for you. But those handwritten lyrics to the ladder, I mean, wow. That's can you imagine having those?
I know. Wow.
Like, if I had some thousands of pounds, then I would buy them. I expect that stuff like that should, it should be in a museum. So maybe, I don't know if Paisley Park will want to buy that stuff themselves to put it in the museum, or maybe somewhere like a Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah, somewhere like that.
They tend to, if you go to a Hard Rock Cafe, you see things like lyrics and guitars and
outfits
and stuff like that. Generally, they, came from private collectors or auctions or whatever. But hopefully, it's not just something that somebody buys and hides away and we never see it ever again. So.
Hopefully, it will end up in good hands and someone actually looks after it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we spoke earlier about the Forever vinyl release. There is another awesome album that is now out on vinyl and CD in Europe. And that is André Cymone's recent album, 1969. It has just been released in physical format, CD and vinyl, by a German label called Delta Music. We're going to link to that in the description below. We are definitely going to pick up a copy of that ourselves. Very, very, very awesome. These days, every album that comes out, you never quite know if there's going to be a physical release or not. There isn't always.
No.
So Andre's album now being out on vinyl and CD is kick-ass, and we are going to get it, and you should get it too, and the link is in the description.
I just love that vinyl is kind of making a comeback, If you go to any record store...
And tapes.
That still exists, just... You see vinyl, you even see, people releasing their albums on tape still. It's really cool. I just love that that's making a comeback.
I think it's because, they're just, tangible things that you can hold and feel.
It's like streaming is nice and all that, but you can't really, hold an album or, be happy when something arrives.
It's not an experience, it's not an experience. So we love physical media, especially vinyl. And I think Andre's album is one of those albums that just makes sense. It's a modern album, but it's a throwback album at the same time. If you listen to it, you know what I mean.
Yep.
Definitely looking forward to having that on physical format.
And we'll show you when we do.
Shout out to André. Shout out to Catherine Anderson. We love you guys. Congratulations on this release. Hope to see you soon.
Yeah. And Allo recently released a music video for one of her new songs called 10,000 Days.
Yep. And the song has a reference to Raspberry Beret in it. I wonder who that could be referring
I have
to.
no idea.
It's a great song, it's a great video, make sure you check it out, link is in the description. Speaking of Andy Allo...
She is going to be in Pitch Perfect 3, like we already told you, but there's a new trailer for that out now.
Yes, the new trailer is out, the return of the Bellas in Pitch Perfect 3. We love the first two movies, they're hilarious, looking forward to the third one, especially that Andy Allo is in it. Watch the trailer for Pitch Perfect 3, make sure you go and see it when it's out in cinemas, and support Andy.
I think what I like is that she's playing such a bitchy character, and that she seems like such a sweet girl in real life. Yeah, as far as we know.
Could be a plot twist.
Yeah, maybe it's like, maybe just the trailer portrays her as a bitchy character, but she's actually really
Maybe
nice.
she becomes good and ends up
Maybe,
joining the
like
Bellas.
that.
We don't know, we're going to watch it when it comes out.
See. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of movies, that leads me into our final piece for the week.
Yep.
That is the new movie, the sequel to the movie Kingsman is out. It's called Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and we've heard that the movie opens with an action scene set to the song Let's Go Crazy.
Woo!
So the Princess State has licensed Let's Go Crazy to be used in this film. Apparently it sets up the movie, it's the opening scene, and that is very, very, very cool. I haven't actually seen the first Kingsman movie, so maybe we'll watch that and then we'll go to the cinema and watch the new one, just because they've used a Prince song in it, because that's just how we do. Alright guys, that is it for This Week in Prince, episode 43. I'm Casey Rain.
I'm Kim Camellia.
We are The Violet Reality. Make sure you subscribe and we'll catch you next time for more This Week in Prince.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hi, you've been watching The Violet Reality.
Yes, you have.
And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to
Like,
comment, subscribe,
and share
share
this video with all your friends. Woo!
Thanks. Bye.
See you next week.